Now, I'm not here to dog on the Logan Lerman films. I actually was a fan of those when I was a kid, but now I understand why there was so much hate, especially from the author of this beloved series, towards those films. But let's start talking about the new Disney Plus series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Hey guys, my name is Joseph Curtis, and if you love movies just as much as me, you have come to the right place. Now do me a huge solid and click that like and subscribe button. Also, if you want to follow me on the following social platforms, that would be great as well. Now, let's start talking Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Demigod Percy Jackson leads a quest across America to prevent a war among the Olympian gods. So I've had the honor and privilege to actually watch the first half of this series, the first 4 episodes, but I can only talk about the first 2. So this is not my reaction review to those 4 episodes, only 2. That being stated, for the people that might be watching this, because I don't want to get in trouble, so far I would say that this is a fine show. It has some pretty solid acting, especially from the beloved Walker Scobell, who has just been incredible ever since his debut in The Adam Project, Netflix, starring Ryan Reynolds. That is a fun movie. If you have not seen it, Walker is amazing in that film. And he's also really, really good in this. And this story, in the Percy Jackson story, it's really about the identity of this character. And he's wrestling with who he is. And he's not like everybody else. So I feel like so far, in a narrative level, they're doing a really solid job of tackling that idea for this character. And Walker does a significant job displaying these different types of emotions, where he has scenes with his mother and she's essentially giving him pep talks about how it's okay to be different, you are different, and that's a good thing. And then he has some funny sequences with his friend like Grover, who is also a really good standout in this show as well. And you throw in Annabeth, who's being played by Leah. She's actually from Beast, really solid film. And she does a pretty good job as well. Everybody is doing pretty good in this show. There's an action sequence that deals with a heavy loss, and Percy has a moment to react and stand out as a hero. It's quite possibly my favorite moment so far in the series that really encompasses who I believe the character of Percy Jackson should be. Action was so well shot. It was very dark, but it was well intentionally dark. And I don't mean dark to say like, oh, it was super moody. No, it was like literally dark. And I found it to be quite engaging, not just on an action level, but in a narrative sense for the character of Percy. That's about all I can say that's positive with the show. The stuff that's mixed and downright bad is surprisingly the script sounds a bit cliche and flat at times. The thing that's interesting about the show, they essentially, the writers for the show got the blessing from the original author, Rick Riordan, and I believe he actually co-wrote this show. I will say this, it's definitely better than the film, so don't get me wrong. This is a night and day difference, better than the films when it comes to accuracy. So I'm not blaming the accuracy from the books to the script than to the visual context. It's the moments with the characters that don't necessarily work all the time. They come across as just dry. I don't want to say that the script was entirely just cheesy or bad. No, there were moments that definitely worked with the trio, with the characters, and their chemistry really does work. But it's these moments where they want to inject comedy in times that genuinely don't need the comedic elements to happen. Just let these characters shine through their personalities, not these forced lines that are meant to evoke laughter, and they really don't. The reason why some of the writing isn't as strong as it could be, why it comes across a bit dull, the co-writer, Rick, who is the author of the books, he obviously has more of a style with writing for books, not necessarily shows or movies, and I think that might be a hindrance for this project. Overall, so far, this show has some genuine heartfelt moments with pretty solid action, but the writing keeps it from being an amazing show. And Walker Scobell is a star and does a splendid job playing the quirky, self-serious, fun Percy Jackson. I am curious to see how they execute the rest of this show. So that was my initial reaction to Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited for this series? Do you think it's going to redeem some of the things that Rick Riordan thought were lost in the previous films? Let me know down below. And please, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And also, don't forget to be blessed.